What's good out there, people? My name is Sir Chance, and this is my show, HAMburger. Now, I know I've been gone for a while. Been having some problems, trying to get things back in order. Slowly but surely, everything coming back in order. So I know I look a little raggedy right now. Not my usual self. But, tomorrow when I go to the shop, I'll take care of this because, I can't walk around looking a hot mess all the time. I'm just doing it now because, brother on leave from work right now, but brother go back tomorrow. So before I go back to work tomorrow, I won't be looking like this. There's episodes you see me, I look a little bit more decent. But my show HAMburger pretty much it's about pretty much going ham on anybody you want to go ham on. Now in previous episodes I done went ham on a couple of enemies. Now I'm gonna go ham on enemies or people I read about in the news, or if you want to leave a blog, or if you want to leave me a message, you can always email me at chancecarrington26@yahoo.com. That's CHANCEKARRINGTON26@yahoo.com. You want to leave an email about you want to go ham on somebody, or that's why we call it HAMburger. Now my BFF ain't by my side, so this is my first time doing it by myself. But I just want to let everybody know who I want to go ham on. And the first thing I want to go ham on right here is the young black youth of Chicago. See this? Right here about not the Pope story, but the other story. Let me fold it this way. No, not that way. Hell, am I slow? Well, you get the picture. These two right here that's been charged in the murder of Hadiyah Pendelton. Now this is what I want to go ham on. I want to go ham on these mothers who are not being involved in your child's activities. There are no old school parents anymore, and I'm getting real tired of this. Now when I was growing up, that's the purpose of recording. Now, when I was growing up, the community raised pretty much the block. I couldn't go past. I grew up on. Well, it's not there now. I grew up. I grew up in Woodward Gardens / like Princeton. Princeton was like about a block from Wentworth, and it was like the old Comiskey Park that was right there on 35th. And we had like a lot. It was like a big lot. It was like a convenience stand, and then it was like, all of us on the block from like 30, you can say like 35th place, all the way down to like 37th. Man, I couldn't go across the street without a neighbor telling my babysitter what was going to, and I knew what was going to happen. Or I couldn't, if the street lights came on, pretty much I knew I had to be on the front porch. It's not like that now. You see, like today I get on the bus. I live in the South Shore, and I get on the 71st bus. And when I tell you that's one of the most ghetto buses you can get on, it's ghetto. And you see these kids in the back, and this one girl was like, well, bitch, I don't give a fuck. She was on her cell phone. She was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. He gonna do what the fuck I tell him to do. And it was like a elderly lady sitting right there in the other seat, and I'm sitting across from this girl, and we all looking at her like. Now back in my day, you didn't talk. Well, we didn't have cell phones back in my day, but it was still a matter of respect. There's no respect anymore. Would I suggest these fools that want to go out and shoot people, and then they make it so bad they're shooting the wrong people? So you want to know what my suggestion is? What a Barack should do instead of locking them up? It's since they want to be in combat and they want to shoot at folks. How about sending their punk asses over there to Afghanistan and letting them go into some real combat? And I guarantee you these little bitch ass niggas that shooting at niggas out here won't last 5 minutes. They'll be screaming for their mama. And their mamas will be screaming, bring my baby home, he didn't do nothing. And I'm tired of seeing that all on the news. He a good kid, he ain't do nothing. I knew everything that was going on. Evidently you didn't know everything that was going on because this fool was driving the getaway car for this fool to go shoot at somebody at a 20. It's 20 people there. Why you couldn't wait for the fool who you wanted to shoot to disperse from the group and then you shoot him down? I want to say there's a lot of little punk niggas out here now. There's no OGs anymore, and I'm tired of the young black youth. And you know who else I blame for this that I want to go HAMburger on? Now I was reading this in the Sun Times the other day. This story right here, where it says, "Well, we gotta save our schools, and the majority of these schools that are being closed down, go ham on Rahm Emanuel too, because some of these schools can be saved if they most of the money that's been used for other stuff, especially at Millennium Park, which I never liked anyway. They should have just restored Grant Park. I'm going ham on the city of Chicago because a lot of bullshit going on in Chicago. But save our schools, yes. Most of these schools could be saved. You know, most of if pretty much if more of the community and the city put more money in investing in updating most of these older schools, that'll create less overcrowding, in my opinion. But I want to go ham on this story where it says Lil Wayne here, where Emmett Till's family got into it. I'm gonna read you a little bit of what it says in here. Cause this story just blew my mind. Just blew my mind here. Okay, I'm gonna just read a little bit of it. This is from the Sun Times. This was actually on Valentine's Day, and this is the phrase that Lil Wayne used to disrespect Emmett Till in the song called Karate Chop. Pop a lot of pain pills. About to put rims on my skateboard wheels. Beat that pussy up like Emmett Till. Now, number one, Lil Wayne, this name right here is very important to pretty much all black people, because it was pretty much like some of the kickoff, besides the Montgomery bus boycott, that kicked off the civil rights and the Brown versus Brown versus the Board of Education. That's what I wanted to say. These three things right here kicked off the civil rights movement. Now, if it wasn't for this man getting beat and shot and kidnapped in the South, where you're from, and I got family from down there too. Trust me, I've been down there and I've heard stories. But, you know what I'm saying? This man and this lady and his mother had to bury her child and open it up to an open casket so the whole world can see what somebody did to him. And back in those days, they could get away with things like that. And for you to say something like that was very bogus. And I'm very proud of Emmett Till's family here in Chicago. And don't think that the Emmett Till family ain't gangster. I guarantee you there's some gangsters in that family. So they don't care who he is. So like she did, she called Jesse Jackson Rainbow Push, and he called L.A. Reid, because it wasn't Lil Wayne's song actually. It was Future's song, but he was guest starring on it. And Future signed under L.A. Reid. So L.A. Reid pulled the song. Now, Lil Wayne, another thing I want to go ham on you is that, yeah, you're a black man, you're doing it, you've been nominated for Grammys and all of this and all of that, but now you got these, you don't have to understand that when you're an artist, you kind of like a role model too, even though you don't want to be. So what you need to do is stop having these little boys running around looking gay as hell with these, I mean, some of the locks are cool, I've seen some of the styles with the locks and they cool, but you need to start having these little niggas running around with these little Clark Kent glasses. That's a no-no. That's not couture at all. Number two, these skinny jeans with the pants all down, man, that looks gay as hell. Now, back when in the 90s, when I was growing up and we had gangster rappers, they had the hats, they had the jackets. Even some of them was wearing the Tommy Hilfiger and it still looked gangster because we was all winning. But I don't understand the fashion sense now, because back in those days, if you would wear skinny jeans to school, you would get called gay or harassed. And now it's cool. I don't understand that. But Lil Wayne, you have a responsibility. But you had two girls knocked up at the same time. You got another baby. You got locked up for all types of weapons charges. You're drinking scissor every time you turn around. Okay, good. You cut the dreads off, but you could at least got a fade or something. You have to, I mean, it's cool to be true to who you are, but it's a certain respect too. Because a lot of these little niggas idolize you, and you sending them the wrong message, and that's not cool. You're not showing them that hard work is what gets a black man respect. Not talking about licking on a lollipop and having that played on the air 24/7. and having these little girls singing it too. I don't agree with that. So yeah, Lil Wayne, I'm going ham on you because you have a responsibility to be a little bit more. What's the word I want to use? A little bit more responsible or cautious of how you present yourself out there to the outer world. You can be who you are, but there's still a limit. I mean, there's certain things I like to do, fashion sense, that might turn heads too, but I don't like to try to offend people. It's a difference between trying to get attention and trying to offend people, and a lot of people don't understand that difference. Give me a second. I want a sugar rush right there. The best snack in the world. Get your cranberry juice here. This damn carrot. You get your cranberry juice here. And you get your cinnamon roll. Fresh out the oven. Pillsbury. No, they're not homemade. It's Pillsbury. Same thing. I eat it all day long. No matter if it's store-bought or if I made it. I still made it with my money. Excuse me. You gotta excuse me. I'm a fat ass. I like to eat. And I'm still slipping. I'm having this kidney disease thing. Doctor tells me not to eat dairy. But I'm a yogurt man. I'm a cheese man. It be hard, but I try to stick to the diet. I'm glad I finally looked at myself in this camera. Damn, I look hot mess. That ain't Sir Chance. Sir Chance don't look raggedy like this. Well, I'll take care of it tomorrow. Excuse me. But yeah, I just want those most of the hamburgers I want to go on in was the city of Chicago with these school closings. I think they could come with a better solution because it sounds like, from what I'm seeing, it looks like mostly in the Hispanic and the black neighborhoods are the schools they talking about closing down. But I will give them kudos, with me living out South Shore, how they remodeled the South Shore High School. I give them kudos for that. CPS, you get kudos for that. And Simeon, because the old Simeon, that was a hot mess. And I'm glad Derek Rose and all of them proud they come from there. My auntie went there. A couple of my cousins went there, but they went there when it was old and raggedy. I'm glad I went to Gordon Tech. It was a Catholic school. They got on my damn nerves, but at least they kept the school nice and clean. I couldn't do ghetto schools. I'm bougie, yeah. I'm a little bougie on that note. Okay, let's see. What else did I want to go ham on? I was reading the paper today. Oh, yeah. Now, today's paper is showing this story. She's become the third victim to gun violence this year. And it's steadily because of little punk-ass niggas who are trying to shoot somebody else and end up shooting the wrong person. And you just don't know what, when you shoot somebody by accident, you don't know what you're leaving behind, which is the innocence, which is now this child is going to have to grow up without his mom. And that's not cool. And most of you little young niggas need to get it together, man. Because when I was in school, it was a lot of, I ain't gonna lie, when I was growing up, it was the crack era coming up, you know. We had gang violence, and we had, we had dudes like Jeff Fort over there, the El Rukin gang. We had, the Peace Stone Nations and, things like that. They're a little bit calmer now. More of the OGs that I grew up with are more on the trying to be on the straight and narrow, and they got jobs and try to keep a low profile. They might still be involved in some of that stuff, but they keep a low. It's these little young niggas, and a lot of these little, we had a lot of after school programs when I was growing up. We had the Sears YMCA when I grew up on the west side. My mom moved us to the west side. So we used to go to the Sears YMCA after school. That we would have homework time and we would, play and shoot basketballs. They don't have a lot of that these days. All this budget cutting and it's really trickling down into our communities where now the kids can't really go out and play. I fear for my god kids. I love my god kids dearly. And I try to, my nephews, and I try to protect them the best that I can. But they got to go into the real world sometimes. And it's like sometimes I just say a prayer when I walk out the door because I don't know. I hate to have that phone call that one of my nephews or my godkids that got shot and killed. You know, it's and living in Chicago, you just have to deal with that. You know, it's sad that I have to go to the city that I love so much. You know, I love growing up here. We got a lot of history here. But you know, just going, you know, sometimes you just gotta go hamburger on some people, man, because maybe putting this out there. This is the first episode. Hopefully, my BFF Strong J will be with me on the next episode, because I know she got a lot of people. She like when she go ham, she go ham. We love to talk and go ham and read people. But today, you know, with this HAMburger episode, I kind of want to be on some serious stuff, but I won't say stuff, some serious repartee, along with the fact that, you know, I can be funny too, but, you know, just got to go ham on the black men of America today, man. We got to stand up. We got to be better. We got to, you know, a lot of my guys that I grew up with and went to high school with are good fathers, and they married and they doing what they supposed to do. But it's a lot of dudes out there that's not taking care of their kids, and, you know, and these girls, I want to go ham on a lot of you women too. If you know this fool and taking care of the first one, don't get stupid and 9-10 months later you get knocked up by the same dude again and he still ain't doing nothing, and you think a second baby gonna make him change. That don't make him change. That make your pussy wide and your brain empty because you're stupid. I'm not saying you have to be married to have kids nowadays, but you have to do. A lot of you females don't think about family planning. You have to think about that. You just can't keep getting more and more kids and getting grandfathered on Section 8, and your kids getting grandfathered off your Section 8 voucher because they got knocked up when they 15. That's not cool, and that's not a cool family dynamic. And I'm going ham on the ladies because I was raised with a lot of women. I got a lot of women beside me. I love women. You know what I'm saying? Most of my BFFs are women. And I get real mad when a lot of you women do stupid shit. And you need to wake the fuck up. One time I said that shit on Facebook one time, that your vagina is the most precious thing. And if you keep giving it up and keep getting knocked up by these thunderheads, and then you steadily going to the aid office, no. If you want to lay there and make them, you get a job and you take care of them. I don't have a problem with you asking for help when it comes to the food stamp department. But you need to get a job. And most of y'all need to get a job because sitting on your ass. There's trades you can do. If you can sit on Facebook all day and read bitches and Twitter, you can read a book. That's all I got to say on that. There's nothing wrong with getting some kind of trade or something to provide for your children. So yeah, I'm going ham on a lot of you ladies because a lot of you ladies are on that bullshit, like that bitch that I used to stay down the street from. And if anybody on St. Louis that I used to live on St. Louis with, when you see this video, now we all know it was baby number, I think it was, what was it, baby number 16, pregnancy number 17, if I'm not mistaken. And I got a feeling, I don't live over there no more, but I've been hearing through the grapevine that she might be pregnant again. If you got proof that she pregnant again, let me know. I will go ham, and you know I will. Just email me, or if you got my cell phone number, call me, or you hit me up on Facebook. Because I got a feeling when she had it, if she pregnant with that baby number 18, like my best friend Scrunch's mama that used to be an OBGYN nurse told her when we was all cool at one time, she told her, they're going to tell you to push and your uterus is going to come out. And I guarantee you, I guarantee you, with baby number, I think it's baby number 18, if she pushed that dead baby out, that uterus is going to come out with it. And I feel bad for every dude that done stuck their dick up in that shit. Because I was the bestie for a long time, didn't say nothing until she crossed me, you know what I'm saying? But I feel bad for every dude that stuck it up in there, because that's, I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, that wraps up today's episode of HAMburger. I'm going to try to do it every Monday, because Monday pretty much is my best day off. You know, I can take care of a lot of things. So try to post it every Monday. You know, if anybody want to give me any good ideas about who I can go ham on, I probably won't say their names, but if you give me a good story to tell, I'll go ham. Or if you want to come on the show and go ham on whoever you want to go ham on, HAMburger. You know what I'm saying? That's the track. Go HAMburger on motherfucker. Because we're going to say, like my little brother Sylvester said in the previous season, in the previous episode, we're going HAMburger because we're going to try to save one hoe at a time.